We're kicking off the state championship games with a bang in the 1A Division II state title game. These are the picks. Welcome into the picks presented by All-Star Inflatables, your guide to Texas high school football state championship games. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're previewing the 1A Division II state title game. 11 a.m. Wednesday morning at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It's the Class 1A Division II State Championship game pitting the Balmorhea Bears against the Richland Springs Coyotes. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number one, defense in six-man? Yes, that's the case here. That is what all eyes are going to be on here, especially on the Balmorhea side. That is where their bread is buttered. Coach Vance Jones has one of the very best defenses in the state of Texas, led by their outstanding linebacker, Lane Carrasco. They're going to need to dictate the pace of this game and control what is going to be a pretty dynamic Richland Springs attack. On the other side, Richland Springs' defense is no slouch either. They rank 11th in the state in 1A Division II in scoring defense, led by their sophomore Keston Lusty. So this is a big matchup where I think whoever has the better defensive game is going to come out with the victory. So which defense steps up? Key number two, go-to guys. When you get down to the six-man ranks, a lot of it comes down to individual playmakers, especially on the offensive sideline, and I think both teams have that. For Richland Springs, they definitely have that. In Landon Burkhart, their spread back, who is a game changer, one of the very best, most dynamic athletes in the state of Texas, I would say at any level. He is a baller out there, and he's going to make his mark on this game. They want to get the ball into his hands in as many interesting ways as possible. For Balmorhea, they're a little bit more multiple. They've got a variety of different options, but I think that the star here is Tomas Contreras, their running back. They want to grind it on the ground, and he is their big play threat. I think he's going to get the most carries for Balmorhea in this game. And so, if this does come down to which superstar steps up, well, which superstar steps up? And key number three, David versus Goliath. If you look at the Dave Campbell's Texas Football high school football rankings in partnership with our friend Granger Huntress at sixmanfootball.com, you'll see that Balmorhea is the number one team in 1A Division II. And you might be thinking, oh, as an outsider, they must be Goliath. It's Richland Springs. Richland Springs is arguably the most decorated Texas high school football program ever. They have 9 state championships. They're going for their record 10th. They're in their 11th all-time state championship game. This was supposed to be a down year for Jerry Burkhart's Coyotes, and they're in the stinking state title again. They are never an underdog. Ever. Ever. That's like saying Jordan's Bulls are the underdogs. They're never an underdog. You got Balmorhea. Little old Balmorhea. Way out in West Texas. They've never won a state championship. They're in their 3rd title game. Coach Vance Jones is a legend in the six-man football community. He's looking to win a title at his 3rd different school. But make no mistake about this. This is David versus Goliath. And if Balmorhea were to knock off Richland Springs, it would be a huge, huge story in six-man football. So, can David slay Goliath? Who am I picking? I'm going with Balmorhea. The Bears get the nod because I think they have the better depth here. And I think that in a game that figures to be really close, I think that's going to matter. I think that they're going to be able to outlast Richland Springs, and maybe if they can jump out and play from ahead, they have an opportunity to hold them off. Now, look, I think the individual best playmaker on the field is going to be Landon Burkhart, and Richland Springs is going to have a chance to have him put on the cape and run them to a record 10th state championship. But I think that the defense for Balmorhea is going to have a game plan to bottle them up and come up with stops. Look, I think this game's going to be really close. But I do think that David slays Goliath. I think Balmorhea wins the 1A Division II State Championship. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2020 Texas High School Football State Championship games at texasfootball.com/state. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the 1A Division II State title game. Be safe. Wear a mask. We'll see you.